Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a bit of testing with Handicap Dave.
Good afternoon Chris, how are you doing?
Very good, yourself?
I'm fine, thank you.
So we're out here with Dave today because he is the man for the job. We are testing today and seeing for most amateurs what is going to be more consistent for him, which is easier, which one he finds is the best one for him out of a 7-wood and his 4 hybrids. So 3-wood is at 21.5 degrees and the
7-wood.
What did I say?
3.
I said 3-wood. Lucky Dave's on the ball today. So the 7-wood is at 21.5 degrees and his 4 hybrid is at 23 degrees. So 7-wood might go a little bit further, but we're going to see which one he feels more comfortable over and which one's a little bit more versatile. Obviously we've got the Maverick Pro 4, 23 degrees, and we've got the vintage Ping G5 7-wood.
How old is it, Chris?
I'm going to guess it was 2010, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Someone can correct me. Right, so first thing we're going to look at, again, we're going to hit the 7-wood potentially a little bit further for Dave, as we've got a lot longer shaft in there, so depending on your sizes, I say we've got about 3 inches extra on that. So we should generate more speed for Dave, so we should see the ball coming off a little bit faster and a little bit further. But I want to see with Dave, we're going to hit a couple off the tee now because it's a club that we might use off the tee, and then we're going to be hitting some into fairways and seeing if he can obviously play different shots with this. Does he feel more comfortable knocking one down or taking some speed out than he does with the Maverick? And then we're also going to test it out of the rough. So 1 shot into the green, 1 tee shot and 1 out of the rough, because a lot of people use the hybrid in the rough and don't always get good contact.
Hence the marks on the top of my club, Chris.
My dad had this, that's who I'm going to blame for the marks on the top of this one. So Dave, we'll go first with stick to what you know. So we're going to go with the hybrid first. So through normal routine here. Again, Dave knows what this looks like down at the golf ball. He's comfortable with this. So we're going to go with that first. So what ball are you going to use for that? You're going to use a Pro V1?
Pro V1 to start with, mate.
Perfect. What shot do you normally see with this? I know it's a trick question sometimes.
Oh, well, that all depends, Chris. It's almost hour by hour. If anything, there should be a slight fade.
Slight fade, and average distance with it from our course?
I would say between 180 and 190.
Okay, perfect. So a great shot, a little draw.
Oh, today we'll have a bit of draw, shall we?
Draw a nice bounce down the left hand side of the fairway. So good strike.
Yeah.
Exactly as you expect. So we're going to go in, switch it up now. Dave's got the good old Tory sponge out, so we know the difference. And we're going to go with my trusty 7-wood. So shaft wise, this is stiff, but it's on the very light side of stiff, so it is closer to a regular. That is why I'm hoping, well, I'm actually going tomorrow for a fitting, so hopefully getting a new 7-wood.
So were this always your dad's, Chris, or did it start out as yours?
It was mine, and then when I got some new clubs, my dad gave it, but he said the club didn't work for him. It wasn't him, obviously it was the club, he said.
I know where it's coming from.
So instantly down at that, Dave, how does it feel?
Longer.
Longer, yeah, so feels longer instantly. Look of it, do you feel comfortable over it?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more loft than I was expecting. I expect to see more loft on a hybrid than this.
You can see a lot more of the face on that, yeah. And does that give you a bit more confidence?
Yeah, it does a little bit. My little worry is sometimes that I sometimes feel that more loft on a fairway wood might make it go left.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Let's see, we have just hit a nice soft draw.
We did, yeah.
Great shot, nice and launched low.
Yeah.
Which again, would you expect from a 7-wood? Probably not.
No, I wouldn't.
Strike wise?
Bit bottomy.
A little bit bottomy, so that's why it's come out low. So again, let's get down there, see where they've gone, but 2 just down the left hand side of the fairway.
Yeah, check them.
So Dave, interesting here, we've got the first ball up is the Tory sponge, so that was with the 7-wood.
Which is a shock, if I'm honest.
And we've got up there, probably I'd say 10 yards further, we have got the Pro V1 from the hybrid. So again, a little bit of a bottom strike there, hasn't gone as far, but Dave was comfortable over it, so we need to see.
I've been using the Maverick for 2 years now, so.
Yeah, and comfortable, he's used to the Maverick, likes to look down on it, so that's something that obviously is a big thing. If you're comfortable with a club, it it might not be beaten. So in the fairway now, a very bare fairway. We're going to stick to the plan, stick with the same golf ball, same club, but we're going to start with a 7-wood. So we're going to mix it up, the club that you're not used to as much. And we're going to go, we've got 176 yards, a little bit into the breeze. So Dave normally says this club is working on around about 180 to 190. So we've played for that now. And again, instantly, Dave, here down at the ball, does it feel too long for this kind of shot? Or
yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you think I'm going to be great here and have a nice tee shot on a par 5.
Yep.
And I'm gonna leather a 3-wood.
Leather is a technical term.
Yep. And it feels a bit like that. It feels a bit like I've got to really smack this.
Yes, it feels a little bit, because it's longer. You think, oh, it's going to have speed, so I've got to give it everything. So let's see then. Let's hit this as you normally would, Dave. So this should reach. I know we saw on the last hole it wasn't the longest of the 2 clubs, but that was strike. Again here, ball position exactly the same as a hybrid. It's going to be forward of centre.
Yep.
Ooh. That's a great strike, just going up the left. So just probably left side of the green. We're staying it straightened out towards it, but a good strike. I think distance wise it could be a little bit long, but that's what I'd come to expect. A better strike, did slightly pull it, but we should find that ball. Famous last words, depends on where it's gone down that hill. So instantly with this now, does it feel easier? Or?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I think that's because it's short.
Yeah, shorter, you're closer to the ball, it does feel easier. But you see, we did get the strike with a 7-wood, but a bit left. Oh, it's a ripper from Dave. So fantastic swing there. Pin high into this breeze, maybe a little bit past, just gone onto the fringe.
Just the bounce, wasn't it, really?
But it just felt a lot more effortless there. And you can see, and you'll see from the swings there, you see a lot easier, effortless there with that hybrid. He's a little bit closer, feels like he can swing within himself and he's not necessarily reaching. So although I thought this would be a club that'd be fantastic for Dave, Dave's somebody who's a big fan of his hybrids, likes his hybrids, hits them well. So again, like I said on the previous hole, if you like something and you're confident, you don't need to change, although a lot of people are always looking that the grass is always greener.
Indeed so, Christopher.
Not on this occasion.
Hence wanting a new driver, a new putter, blah, blah, blah.
That is very true. Right, so we're up at the green now. We can see Dave's hybrid, which is absolutely chuffed about.
Oh, I am.
I am. Just on the fringe there, so Dave's got a good chance there, well, an outside chance at a birdie, if he was playing it as the par 5. Well, actually, we'd be there in 2, so it'd actually be for an eagle. But, so Dave's there, great shot, nice little draw, nice and in balance, and we know for the distance we played the wind and it's the perfect club because Dave knows his yardages. On the other hand, the 7-wood is a path ball, so it has obviously stayed just about and missed those trees. You can see it's a little bit long as well, so I'm a good 20 yards further past, so Dave did strike it well. As a result, it's gone a little bit long, which is what we'd expect from that. So
Squirrel's interested.
Squirrel's interested, yeah. So we've got Nature Watch here. There he is. So yeah, not a club that Dave's used to, so we're going to have to think about that, and now we'll get out in the rough. So we're going to give him a similar lie, Dave. That one's sat down, so your Pro V's up first. So Pro V means hybrid first. A little bit down in this rough. Finally found a little bit of green stuff. So again, not an easy shot, but this is where a lot of people use the hybrid, whether it's the right club.
Yeah, would you normally say it is the right club, Chris? Because I know when we did a bit of course stuff with you, you said 6-iron for here, or similar sort of lie.
From here in these conditions, so in the summer, that is sat down, but the grass is not too thick. So here we could still go with your hybrid, we're still going to get through that grass. In the winter, if it was a lot greener, a lot thicker, and the ball's sat down, the hybrid's just not going to get through. There's going to be too much interaction with the grass, so we'd want to be a little bit steeper with a 6-iron. But obviously in these conditions, in the summer, with the weather we've had that look to continue probably for the next month or so, famous last words, but we can use this shot. So let's see which is the easiest, which gets it launching higher. Again, there is more loft on Dave's 4 hybrid, only 1.5 degrees, but does that make a massive difference here?
Not the best strike, but...
Not the best strike. distance wise, just short of the front edge. We know it's right, but
Yeah.
again, let's give you a similar lie here with the 7 wood. There we go. I've even used the alignment aid on the tour response. So again, a little bit high on the face there. So let's see with this, a little bit longer, a little bit further away. Is Dave a little bit more shallow with this club? That's a great shot. Launch much higher. Again, front edge, probably would have got on. Again, we're 186 here, so that's around about, I'd say, pin high, which looks to be in the middle. It has missed the green just to the left, but the height straight away there was a little bit more shallow because Dave's a little bit further away.
I actually aimed a little bit left because I thought it was going to fade.
And Dave aimed left because he thought it was the classic, aimed left because he thought it was going to fade.
Sorry, caddy.
And it never faded. There's a lot of work to do for Dave on the golf course. But a great strike, got the height, still got the distance, didn't have to try and feel it hit it, but just a little bit shallower there, got it out. But you're not probably going to have a 7 wood in the bag just for this lie because you can be a little bit more shallow. You just have to counter for that with this club. But which one was the easiest to get out, Dave, would you say?
The 7 wood on this occasion.
Yeah, so on this occasion, 7 wood was the right club. So we're looking at there 2-1 to the hybrid.
I would.
So he's found one shot that it is a little bit easier, but we're not trying to get Dave to hit it in the rough for the rest of the year so he can have a 7 wood. So guys, think about that when you're testing these clubs out. If you've got a hybrid, I don't like the look of a hybrid. I've never felt comfortable with one, so that's why I have the 7 wood.
Proper hacker though.
But Dave, on the other hand, proper hacker as he's named himself, prefers the hybrid. Looks a little bit easier, the shaft's shorter, and that's what's going to be the main thing for most people. A shorter shaft, not as much speed, there's less that can go wrong. You may say there's still a lot that goes wrong, but there's less that can go wrong. But it's certainly something to think about when you do go for a fitting. If you are thinking about changing your hybrids, do go and have a look. Just think it is a longer shaft. Will it suit you? Test one out, don't just buy one and hope it works, because if David just bought this one, he'd be saying he'd wasted his money and we'd be back on Facebook Marketplace in no time. So
It would indeed.
guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. We're going to be going through Dave's bag, so we're also going to do a what's in the bag for Dave, see what he's currently got. He did mention that he does, like everybody, wants to change his driver and wants to change his putter. We're not going to be doing that in the season, but that will be something after we've done a little bit of course management or throughout the winter, which will drip feed in there. So keep an eye out for that. We did fit Dave for that putter, but he feels like he's outgrown it, especially with the new claw grip.
And I've seen one of the new tool-on ones, which are
and he's
nice.
seen one of the new tool ones. So guys, thank you very much for watching. We will see you again later in the week.
See you soon.